In this video, I'm going to share with you one of my favorite trading strategies for making money by selling stocks that I own, but then I still get to keep the shares while generating an income. You heard correctly, I'm going to be selling shares of stock that I own using a covered call, but then at the end of the day when this transaction finishes, I'm still going to own the shares of stock, plus I'll make a profit and my account balance will be higher than what it was when I started. If you're curious about options trading, be sure to take a few moments and check out my YouTube channel where I've posted videos about my journey learning to make money from options trading. You'll find that I've published over 100 videos sharing my adventures with selling covered calls and developing my own simple trading strategy that lets me use covered calls to generate an income. Now, through the years, I've been fine-tuning and adjusting my approach so that I can maximize my profits and increase my consistency of making a profit. So if you want to know more about the fundamentals, about options trading, some of the special and unique nuances, and also the insider's terminology, then also be sure to check out my videos on option trading basics and option trading terms. So if you're still watching at this point, I'm assuming that you understand the basics of a covered call option contract. But if you're still a little bit unclear, I really suggest going back and watching my options trading basics. It'll kind of give you the foundation you need to fully understand what I'm presenting in this video. So one of the things that I need to have up front is 100 shares of stock that I can use as the collateral for the covered call. In the example for this video, I actually own 100 shares of stock symbol AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, with a cost basis of $83.07 per share. And so now with these shares, I'll be able to use them in order to sell a covered call. I created a small spreadsheet to help track my progress as I walk through selling this covered call. So I'm starting out on April 27th of 2021, and I want to sell a covered call option contract using my shares of AMD. And this is because I hold shares of stock symbol AMD in my account. Now my account balance is $0, but you can see I do have the shares that I own, 100 shares, and these shares are also available for me to trade or sell or whatever I want to do with them. And my cost basis is $83.07 per share. Now let's take a look at the actual transaction where I sold the covered call. So I opened up my account history, and here's the actual transaction where I sold a covered call for stock symbol AMD. So I'm selling a covered call for stock symbol AMD with a strike price of $96 and an expiration date of May 21st of 2021. So you can see here I submitted my order on April 27th and it was filled that morning at 6:37 a.m. Pacific time. Now at the time, this was paying $1.45 per share in premium, and when this option contract got filled, I received $145 as a credit deposited immediately to my trading account. Now I'll go ahead and update my spreadsheet to reflect this latest transaction. So on April 27th, 2021, for stock symbol AMD, I ended up selling a covered call option contract with an expiration date of 5/21 of 2021, which gave this contract a length of 24 days. Now, the strike price I picked was $96, and for this, I received $1.45 per share in premium. And the $145 credit that I received for selling this option contract shows up here in my account balance. Now, I still own the shares, you can see here, but now the shares are reserved as my collateral, which means I have no shares left available for selling or trading. So I need to keep these shares reserved because they're used as collateral for this covered call option contract. If you like this video and the information I've shared so far, do me a huge favor and smash the like button. Here's a daily chart for stock symbol AMD, and I want to focus on the date that I sold the covered call option contract, April 27th of 2021. You can see that the share price was fluctuating over the past few weeks, but gradually moving higher. In fact, the tall wick at the top of the candle shows that the market was pushing and testing the upper limits. Now let's move forward to May 7th of 2021 and see what happens to the share price. Over the course of 10 days from the time I sold my covered call option contract, the share price of stock symbol AMD dropped and closed on May 7th at $78.81 per share. Along with the drop in price of the shares, I noticed that the covered call option contract price had also fallen. So the covered call option contract that I sold on April 27th and received $1.45 per share, now on May 7th of 2021, was now only worth 5 cents per share. It was at that point I decided I was going to buy to close my covered call option contract, and I would only have to pay 5 cents per share. And as a result, my covered call option contract would get negated. I would keep my shares and retain my premium. So I'm back at my account history, and we can take a look at the actual transaction where I bought to close the covered call. So here are the details behind my transaction. So I'm buying the covered call for stock symbol AMD with a $96 strike price and an expiration date of May 21st of 2021. So this is closing the covered call contract. So I submitted this transaction on May 7th, 2021. And it was filled that morning at 9:04 a.m. Pacific time. Now, in order for me to buy back this covered call option contract, I needed to pay 5 cents per share. And so when this contract got filled, I paid a total of $5 to close out or buy to close this covered call option contract. Now, I'll update my spreadsheet to reflect this latest transaction, and I'm going to do it in two parts so it's a little bit easier to understand. So on May 7th, 2021, for stock symbol AMD, I issued a buy to close order. This is going to be part one for the option contract that I had sold that had an expiration date of May 21st, 2021. And so my buy to close transaction occurs 14 days before expiration. Now for me to buy to close, I had to pay 5 cents per share, which means I paid a total of $5 to purchase or to close this option contract. And that money was taken immediately from my account, so you can see my account balance goes from $145 minus the $5 down to a new balance of $140. Now for part two of this transaction, I want to focus on the actual shares. So I still own the 100 shares, but now what happens is that the shares that were reserved as my collateral get released, and now they're no longer reserved. And so those shares are made available now for me to use if I want to sell them or trade them or use them for another covered call. So let's finalize this covered call transaction and take a look at my account. So this happens on May 7th, 2021, where my ending balance is $140. I still own the 100 shares of stock that I started with, and they're not reserved, so that means that they're available for me to use however I see fit. If I want to just go ahead and sell them, or maybe I want to use them for another covered call. And so my net profit for this covered call option contract transaction was $140, and that's a net profit of 1.69% based upon my original cost basis for these 100 shares. And because I used a buy to close on this covered call, I was able to close the option contract after only 10 days, which is a full 2 weeks before the expiration date. If you like the information about my stock picks, then consider joining my Patreon, where I share exclusive videos of my stock picks every week that I'm going to be using for profitable trades. I also include my research notes, stock analysis, and trading strategies for every stock I pick to watch for that week. And of course, all my videos posted on my Patreon are ad-free. If you're still watching this video, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I also want to wish you good luck and lots of success with all of your trades.